Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Season 10, Episode 25, overall 520 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac products as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210. Tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969, and yours truly has been a customer of Barry Cullen Chevrolet for the past 25 years. So please check them out in the Guelph Auto Mall. I hope everyone is doing well on this Saturday, April 5th, 2025. And I'm excited to have my guest on tonight. This is his first appearance. He's from Detroit, Michigan, and his name is Ryan Reed. He is the founder of the Women's Basketball League, the WBL, which is going to be starting up this summer. That has 6 teams starting up in our inaugural season, with teams in Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Toronto, Grand Rapids, in Indiana, and excited to have Ryan on tonight to talk about the WBL and a little bit about himself as well. Good evening, Ryan. How are you doing?
Chris, I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Exciting. It's an exciting time of the year for sports. You've got the men's Final Four going on tonight, and then you got the women's Final Two championship game tomorrow, which I believe is UConn versus South Carolina. And then tonight we've got, I think we've got Florida and Auburn and Houston and Duke.
Oh, it's a beautiful time for college basketball. It's really the only time I tune in.
So what are your predictions? I'm going to put you on the spot. You have picks for this?
I hate to say it, but Duke might take it.
Duke, yeah. I tend to agree with you. I'm going to go with Florida and Duke to meet up, and then I agree with you. I think Duke's going to win. But as for the women, what do you think of their matchup tomorrow?
I got Don Stanley winning by at least 10. I got South Carolina.
I'm going to go with UConn. I don't know. I'm just going to go with UConn.
Which is not a bad pick. They got a long history of winning.
But no, it's an exciting time of the year for college basketball. And then the Detroit Pistons clinched their first playoff spot last night in Toronto with a big win over the Raptors without Cade Cunningham, Tobias Harris. Isaiah Stewart was out with a suspension, and Ivy, who broke his leg in January. I'm hoping he's back by the playoffs. But what a run by this Detroit Pistons team.
Beautiful. It's a long time coming.
Too long. It's been too long, and really under Tom Gores they haven't had much success. And wanted to ask you this, Ryan, being a Detroiter, what's your thoughts on Langdon, the new GM, and head coach JB Bickerstaff and the job they've done with this young team?
See, well, I was a Pistons season ticket holder for a couple of years, so I seen the talent there. So Langdon came in, he put a couple pieces in like Beasley, Harris. He made everything fit like glue. And JB Bickerstaff, he just has fire. He shows emotion. He's a great X and O guy. So he was the perfect fit.
perfect fit for the right team at the right time. And
Yep.
Tom Gores, I don't hear any Tom Gores sell the team talk anymore. And winning sells tickets, but it also silences the critics. And it looks like he spent money on the team before, you know this, Ryan, but he's
Yep.
hired the wrong people, and it looks like they finally have hired the right people to run this organization, and they look like they're on their way up to being a successful franchise like they were for many years.
It's about time because the NBA is better with teams like the Pistons when they're doing good. The NBA is a better product, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And I have a viewer on from Buffalo, New York. His name is Robbie Schneider, has his own podcast show, 716 Sports Blizzard. He wants to say,
Okay.
hi, Chris, go Sabres, go Bandits. But one thing, Buffalo used to have an NBA team back in the 70s called the Buffalo Braves before they moved to San Diego to become the Clippers, who are now the LA Clippers.
Okay. Some knowledge on me.
So I'm 52 years old. I'm ancient. And the Braves used to play a couple games a year in Toronto at Maple Leaf Gardens to see if Toronto would be a good NBA city. And guess what? 20 years later, in the 1995, the Raptors were born, and they've been a successful franchise for 30 years as well.
Yep. Yeah, Toronto is a great city. Like it's a great and beautiful city. So I'm not surprised at all. Canadians are so passionate about their
And
sports.
absolutely, and basketball is huge here. And I want to say congratulations on founding the women's basketball league, the WBL. The WBL, which originally I guess started back in 1978, and
Uh,
you have six franchises. And since we were talking about Toronto, how did you come about choosing the six franchises, including the one in Toronto called the North Stars?
well, yeah. Well, we know. I wanted to keep everything kind of Midwest. It's the first year. You don't want to be coast to coast. By me being from Detroit, that's the logical answer. Cleveland, they love basketball. Grand Rapids had a team 20 years ago. So I say, let's bring them back. You have to have Indiana. They're kind of the mecca for basketball in a way, depending on who you talk to. And Chicago is a great city. So you need basketball in Chicago. So Canada came about. It's kind of weird. I live I used to live on the Detroit River. So I'm on the phone one day and I looked out the window and Canada is right there. So I say, you know what? Let's make Canada our sixth franchise. And that's exactly how Canada came about. And so Toronto, I started meeting with people from Toronto, met some great people. I have to shout out Fabian Blizzard. She coaches in the Canadian National Organization. She used to do some commentating. She still does commentate, I believe. And she's been a big help. She's our GM over there. So that's how Toronto came about.
I like the name too. Obviously, Canada is in the north, and the
Mhm.
stars, and I like the logo. Can you just tell us a little about the branding for these six franchises, including being able to get the legendary Chicago Rockers name for the basketball team there, and the Detroit Shock? When you think of the Detroit Shock, you think of three-time WNBA champions too.
For sure. Well, the North Stars actually came about. Fabian, once again, our commissioner Sylvia Crawley, and her another person who's going to be big in the organization there, Toya. They came up with the name. They have Canadian roots, and they came up with that branding. And when I seen it, I loved it. I say, this is it. From the logo to the meaning to everything. And as far as Detroit Shock and Cleveland Rockers, when I started the WBL, I wanted to pay homage to past teams, past teams, past players. So I happened to see that those names were available for use. So I went and applied for the trademarks and did the branding. And now we have those two teams in the WBL. I had no idea they were trying to make a comeback 2 years later, but that's pretty much how that came about. just paying homage to these players who deserve to be remembered.
And you're going to be starting up the league this summer, and I believe the first game is Detroit in Cleveland. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's going to be the first game because our first year is going to be a 6 week tournament style,
Okay.
heading into our first full season. Um, we picked Detroit and Cleveland as the first game because it's just a lot of history, and it's a great way to kick off our league. Um, the last game in Cleveland Rockers history was against the Detroit Shock. So I figured it'd be cool to have, even though we're two different, entities and franchises, it'd be cool to have Detroit Shock versus um the Cleveland Rockers to kick off the WBL in our return.
Now, as for the arenas, where are these teams going to be playing?
Well, the first year we're gonna have two hub cities.
Okay.
Our Toronto North Stars, we're gonna be
Yep.
at Humber College.
Okay, I know that.
We're gonna be at Humber College. In Detroit, we're we were gonna be at Wayne State, but we're moving to a different location. That'll be determined in about 2 weeks. And
Overall, go ahead. Sorry,
we're looking to kick all this off by July.
July. And for those people that are watching live stream or on audio and are interested in attending these games, what's the best place for them to look at buying tickets for these
We're,
games?
we're gonna have tickets on the website www.womensbasketballleague.com or www.wbl.com. But since we're changing venues, it's a possibility we might have to use a place like Ticketmaster, maybe. But that information will definitely be put out.
What's the overall response to seeing this league form up, especially with the success of the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association? How much has that impacted you in founding this league?
Uh, it, um, well, people don't know that I've been working on the WBL since 2019. So kind of before Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, because I have a passion for it. But since those young ladies came out, along with Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, since they came out and you know brought the game to the next level, our feedback's been great. People are so excited. It's needed. We need a sister league somewhere else players can go, and it's going to be a lot of great players to get cut this training camp. So we're looking to try to pick some of those girls up.
How many players on each roster approximately?
We're going to have 10 players on each roster with we're going to have two vacant roster spots for each team just in case someone from the WNBA kind of falls out, we save a spot for them.
Now, how is the league going to do this? I know when I started out with the CEBL, the Canadian League Basketball League, 6 years ago when I was involved in that league, the league owned the franchise. Is there going to be individual owners for each of these franchises, or is WBL going to look after them for now to start up?
Right now, to start up, the WBL will own all the franchises, but we will sell off franchises. So franchises will be up for sale.
Okay, so this 6 week tournament, how many games approximately, Ryan?
Each team play at least 3 games, at least. So if you got a team that go 0-3, most likely they'll be done. So if you got a team with, um, say the North Stars went undefeated, they're probably playing like 6 games every week, 6 to 7 games.
And then overall, how do you want to kick off the real season? Like, do you want to start in the fall, or is this going to be a summer league?
It's going to be a summer league.
Summer league, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be a summer league. It's for a couple reasons. One, you kind of want to be kind of in lockstep with the WNBA, and overseas, and it's a lot more availability for gym space too in the summertime. So it was just the right time.
As of right now, how does it look for people running these teams, like coaches and GMs so far?
We actually just, we brought on Cheryl Ford,
Okay,
for the GM of the Shock.
that's good. Okay,
Um,
I wanted to ask you about that.
yeah, we're talking to Rusha Brown, played for the Cleveland Rockers. She's on our advisory board right now, but I would love to have her the GM of the Rockers. Um, the other jobs are open, but we have resumes that we're looking through. So the other jobs are open, except for Toronto. Fabian is running Toronto, so I have three more jobs open, and we have coaches from all over the world applying.
What about the
So
media? Oh, I was going to say, what about the media side about getting these games on live streaming, TV, radio coverage? Just what would you start out with live streaming then?
yep, we actually have a couple of streaming deals on the table. We've been talking to Vire Network, um, and we've been talking to All Women's Sports Network by Whoopi Goldberg. They like us. We also will have the WBL network. So yeah, we have a few deals on the table.
That's awesome, and I wanted to get your thoughts too. How much growth have you seen in women's basketball talent wise, and more women playing than you did even 10, 15, 20 years ago?
Well, by me being a fan of the women's game, I've always seen it. Um, always seen it. Because one of the best games I ever been to at any level was a high school girls game, and it was some of the most back and forth, edge of your seat game I've ever watched. It was Harper Woods versus Mount Clemens, and so for 20, 25 years, I've known like, okay, ever since I was a kid, ever since I was a kid in the convenience store buying my candy, and behind the glass, I saw Diana Taurasi hit a half court shot, buzzer beater. Ever since then, I was like, oh, I'm like, women can do that, and I had a love for the game ever since. On the
We
women's
have
side.
another. And we have another viewer on. Her name is Anita Moore from LinkedIn, and she wants to say hello too. So, anyone that's watching this live stream right now, you have questions for Ryan or myself, please feel free. And one thing I wanted to ask you, Ryan, obviously, women's basketball is growing more. Um, right now, you have 6 teams. Is there plans on more expansion in the future after a couple years?
Okay, first I want to shout out Anita Moore, who's our vice president. So I want to shout her out. Um, and for sure, we've been getting calls from Dallas. Former WNBA players want to put teams in Dallas. I've been getting calls from Florida. We're going to put a team in Ottawa. Some more Canadian
Awesome,
teams. Yeah, so we
good choice.
yeah, so we for sure going to expand.
And I would say another city would be Kitchener Waterloo. There's about 700,000 people in this area. It's only like an hour from Toronto, but they have a basketball super league team called the Kitchener Waterloo Titans. But I really feel they would be a good candidate as well. But obviously, I wanted to ask you this: what are some of the challenges that you face starting up a new league from scratch?
Ah, where do you want me to start? Um, the biggest challenge of is people having faith in you. Because I played a little professional football, in the professional spring leagues, and people are looking like, what does this guy know about basketball? So that's pretty much the biggest hurdle is people having faith in you. I've been in meetings with big companies, and they look at me like, you doing this? But we've been grinding, moving. More people have starting to believe in me, and so that's the biggest challenge.
What about corporate sponsors? And Ryan, as for corporate sponsors, I'll let you answer that. But for those companies that are out there watching this live stream or in audio and they're interested in getting involved with the women's basketball league, how what's the best way of them contacting you or the league for sponsorship opportunities?
You can email us at partnerships@womensbbl.com. You can call us at 248-571-4500.
Okay. And currently, you got Spalding and another company, I believe, on from your website so far.
Yeah, we have BSN, that's our uniform sponsor. They sent us a bunch of ball racks, other equipment, basketballs, practice balls. We have Spalding, who sent us some beautiful game basketballs. We're working with Ontario Sports. They're gonna be big supporters of us. The Ontario Sports Association. We have the TV sponsors coming on, and I don't want to forget, and a few more. So I have to forgive me.
No
But
worries.
we're getting it's happening.
And thoughts on your internet presence with your website and the importance of social media and getting this out there for people.
That's a key part. To have a good marketing team, have a good professional website, because you want to be legitimate. So we're going to do a lot more, ads will come across your screens. Want to have billboards soon, commercials, all kind of stuff is going to be revving up because we're going to have our draft in May, late May. We're going to have our draft, so we're going to get ads about that. Um, so it's important, to have professional looking website. Get people to come to your website, see what you're doing. That's my thoughts about that.
And maybe perhaps your own podcast show too, a
For sure,
weekly podcast show, the Women's Basketball League show too.
for sure. That's in the works. We're going to be interviewing hosts for that too in the next couple months.
That's amazing. And how important is and Anita been to you? And maybe you'd like to give out some shout outs to some other people that are helping you behind the scenes.
Nita Moore since day one. Destiny Perkins. She's our president of basketball operations. Sylvia Crawley. She's our commissioner. She's a North Carolina Hall of Famer. First woman to win a slam dunk contest blindfolded. Former WNBA coach. Shell Ford for trusting me. Rusha Brown for trusting me. Lou, let us execute. Uh, Handles our marketing. Bill Schuenberg gave me a lot of ideas. It's just a bunch of people.
As for the game, are you guys going to do like four quarters, like 10-minute four quarters, or are you guys just going to do like a first half and a second half?
We're going to be 4 quarters,
Okay, 10-minute quarters.
10-minute quarters.
And no league can be complete without officiating and referees. Have you already have those people in place yet?
Yes. Delonda Little. She's going to be our director of officiating. Um, she's a history maker, trailblazer. She more than earned a spot with us. Very well qualified. So she's going to be our director of officiating. And the difference between, as far as officiating, we will give the women 6 fouls instead of 5. It's going to be just a little different.
Speaking of sponsorship, are you going to have sponsors on the uniforms too, like a lot of leagues do now, including the NBA?
Yeah, we will sell. We are selling jersey advertisement. We are selling jersey advertising. That's just the way the business has gone. At first, I was like, it looked crazy, but now, yeah, that's just the way business going.
How excited are you for the first game with Detroit and Cleveland taking place this summer?
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm super excited because I was a huge Detroit Shock fan. Even though we're a different team, it's just the thought of saying I'm going to watch the Detroit Shock play. Even though I have no dog, I'm rooting for all our teams, but it's gonna be real cool to go to a Detroit Shock game.
What makes Detroit such a great sports city?
One more time,
What makes Detroit such a great sports city?
like it's like Canada, they super passionate. If you listen to sports radio, you turn it on, people throwing temper tantrums, people just about to cry. It's just it's just the passion. When the Lions won the playoff game, I went to Walmart and this random guy just started hugging me. So we're in the middle of Walmart hugging. So it's just it's different.
Sports unites us all,
Yeah, for sure.
no
Yeah,
matter
because
where
this
you live in the world. If you're a fan of the Detroit Lions, you could be a fan in Detroit, or you could be a fan in another country, and it unites us. And I guess that's what you want to do with this league as well.
for sure, definitely,
And,
definitely,
and with more girls playing basketball now, this gives them more of opportunity to hey, if they can't get into the WNBA right now, they can start out in the WBL as well. This gives them
for
more
sure,
opportunities, more
for sure,
jobs.
for sure. I was talking to Rusha, and we were talking. It's almost harder to get to the WNBA than it is the NBA. So it's a need. It's a real need.
And speaking of the WNBA, they've got a team coming to Toronto next year called the Toronto Temple. So this is going to be great having them here, and also the Toronto North Stars as well at Humber College, right?
Yep, Humber College. Yeah, that's great. Like, we didn't see it coming when we first, placed the team in Toronto, but we glad it came.
And Nita's get another comment. Detroit has grit,
Oh, definitely.
and that's true. Look at the Pistons. Look at the Lions. Look at the Tigers. Hopefully, one day the Red Wings.
Hopefully, we went on a good 20 year run. Now we on a 10-year slump. So,
That's the thing
so
about
we
sports. Always appreciate when your teams win and win championships. Like I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Never thought in my
okay.
life would see. I never thought in my life I would see them win one, but two Super Bowls. So I tell fans when your team wins, enjoy it, appreciate
Enjoy
it,
it.
because you know this as well. It is hard to win every year in professional sports, no matter what league you're in.
It's hard. It's hard. I think our last time experiencing it was '08, I believe. That's when the Red Wings won.
Yes,
That
and
might
the
have been
Pistons
our.
won a playoff game in '08 too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's
I
been a
went.
while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. So enjoy it while you got it. Like the Patriots, they going through it right now, but they
You
had a
pay for
long,
success.
yeah,
20-year run, yeah.
20-year
Gotta
run.
ask you. I gotta ask you about this draft. Is it going to be live streamed for the fans? And how do you pick who goes first in the selection? Is it going to be like it's like a lottery balls, where the lottery balls done like the NHL, the NBA, a
Well,
lottery draft?
yep, that's how we're going to select what teams go first. The lottery balls with the logos on it. Um, as of now, it will be live streamed. It will be live streamed on YouTube as of now. But if one of our deals come through sooner, we're going to put it on the network.
For people looking for more information about your league, the best places right now is the website, the Women's Basketball League website. I'm assuming.
Yep, for sure.
All right, Ryan. Before we wrap this up, what are some fun facts about the Women's Basketball League?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, they were around in 1978, and we have a lot of those former players, which were the first
Wow.
professional basketball league in the U.S. So we have some of those former players. We've been talking to them. We met up with them. So that's a cool fact. Um, I s- I s- I started doodling ideas about what 6 years ago in a notebook, just making logos and things like that, just with the idea of, getting women more game film, and it kind of rising up way past my expectations. So we kind of knew. So it's not too many fun facts about it, but that's a couple of them.
Now, I'm not sure you can answer this right now. What would a average ticket price be for like a ticket to the game? And obviously, you guys are going to have courtside seating too.
Yeah, of course, I see that. Um, as of right now, it's looking like the average ticket price would be about $30.
That's
About
more. Very reasonable nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays about $30. Because I learned back when the WNBA first started, their average ticket price was $35, and that was almost 30 years ago. Floor seating, I could see it being around $70, $75.
How much being a business owner yourself and you having your business sense has that helped you with this league?
It helped a lot. It helped a lot being a businessman and playing sports. You learn to have tough skin. You learn not to get ran over. Stand your ground. It helps with numbers. You learn how to balance everything. So it's helped a whole lot.
Now, I'm going to ask you, Ryan, for those people watching this live stream or on audio later, and they're looking to start up their own business or sports league, what advice would you give to them from your experience, Ryan?
Don't stop. Keep going at it. I know that's cliche, but it really, because sooner or later, somebody's going to see your vision, going to see what you're trying to do, and they're going to help you, mentor you. Um, just keep going. You know, don't reinvent the wheel either. Look at what these other leagues are doing. Look at what they're doing. Take pieces out of them. I've took pieces out of minor league baseball. I took pieces out the WNBA, the NBA, NHL, MLB. So don't reinvent the wheel.
Speaking of this, before we wrap this up, Ryan, just thoughts on what kind of promotions is this league and the team's going to have?
Far as you mean like commercials and things like that.
Yes, or in-game promos to get people to come out too.
Oh yeah. No, we're gonna have a lot of promos. We're gonna have nice commercials. We're gonna have raffles. We're gonna have giveaways, all kind of things. It's gonna be a real fun family experience, and some lucky people are gonna get a lot out of it. Also,
For those people out there watching right now, why should they come down? Why should they check it out this summer, either in Detroit and Toronto?
man, these women deserve it. Not even on a business standpoint. It's just women deserve to feel like they belong, and they shouldn't be judged because they can't dunk. They should just come watch and see how talented these girls really are. We're going to have players from national teams playing, big colleges, some small colleges. So just come out, support the ladies.
What's the tryout process like right now? And what's the best way if somebody's out there watching that's a woman and that's interested in getting this league? What's the best way for them to contact the league to get maybe a tryout?
Yeah, the tryout link is going live Monday morning. The first tryout in Canada will be May 3rd at 1 p.m. So there's going to be a link out there where you can try out. Give us a call at 248-571-4500. We'll walk you through it. Another tryout will be in Detroit, um, May 11th at 3 p.m. Same thing. You can send your film in. Some players been sending film in to info@womensbbl.com. Coaches been sending resume film in. So yeah, so the link was going live Monday at 11 a.m.
And finally, what's it like being the first black male to start up a women's professional sports league?
Man, it's beautiful. It's a fact I didn't know at first because somebody brought it up to me, but it's a beautiful because we've been through a lot, as far as a people, a race. So it's I wish my father was here to see that, my grandfather. But it means a lot to me and my family, my siblings. It means a lot.
Before we wrap up this show, do you have a question for the host CDP?
Let me see. I like when the tables turn. Yeah. So how long have the show been going on?
I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I started during the pandemic, March 2020. And tonight is my 520th episode in 5 years. And I've been very lucky with getting so many amazing guests. And I've been
Hmm.
on a radio station in Georgia. So I just have a passion for storytelling and connecting with people. And my show, what I'm most proud about, it's not just a sports show, it's a full talk show. And
Hmm.
it's very diverse with guests and topics as well. And the guests really make a show. I'm just a host, and I've been very lucky. And I want to prove to people you can start new careers at any age. Age is just a number, and I'm self-taught. And I just want to prove to people you can self-teach yourself into a new career at any age. I look at myself as an undrafted athlete.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that reference.
And I'm hoping, Ryan, this summer, if not in Detroit, maybe I will meet you in Toronto because I would love to come to one of the games at Humber College.
I'm looking forward to seeing you. Really looking forward to it. Tickets on me.
And I definitely would like to support your league with a hat too, because the merchandise is important too.
Yep, we're gonna drop our merch next week. So it's gonna be next week will be a big week
And it'll be available on the website, right?
on the website. Yep.
And finally, where can my audience follow you on social media? And if you want to promote the league's social media sites again as well.
Yep. You can follow us as far as the league at Women's BBL on Instagram. Or if you're a fan in Canada, want to follow the North Stars, that's going to be at WBL North Stars. And me personally, you can find me at RE85.
Hey, Ryan, I want to say thank you so much for doing this tonight. And I would like to have you come back on my show again in the future, maybe before the first game starts too, to tell us a little
Let's
bit more.
let's book it.
All right. Well, Ryan, continued success. And I'm really looking forward to this new basketball league and maybe even covering a game or two as media as well, possibly.
For sure. Let's do it, Chris.
All right, Ryan. Well, thank you so much, and enjoy the Pistons game tonight. Pistons in Memphis, 7 o'clock at Little Caesars Arena too.
My second home, Memphis, is my second home. So that's gonna be a good one.
And that franchise came from Vancouver as the Grizzlies, by the way.
Yep, they did.
Yep.
I remember.
So
I used to play with them like on a Kobe Bryant courtside years ago.
awesome. If you had a choice, I'm going to let you go in 20 seconds. If you had a choice between MJ or Kobe Bryant, who would you take?
Ooh, I'm picking MJ, but Kobe number two. Number
Kobe's
two,
right up. Kobe's right up there. He had an old school killer mentality
he
that Michael
does.
Jordan have, and as great as LeBron James is, I think MJ's still the GOAT
Yeah, MJ to go and Kobe two.
too.
LeBron, that's my three. I
I
would
agree.
I would die on that hill.
I still like to put Isaiah up there too. Isaiah Thomas too.
Yeah, Isaiah good. Isaiah good. He's top
Yeah,
15 for sure.
absolutely. All right, Ryan, I'm going to let you go, but hey, thank you so much for coming on live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show tonight, and I will send you the video, the audio, and I'll break this into reels and clips too if you'd like the league to promote this appearance of yours as well.
Okay, for sure. Appreciate it, Chris.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Ryan, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll talk.
All right, guys, that concludes season 10, episode 25 overall 520 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by BarryCullen.com. That was Ryan Reed, the founder of the Women's Basketball League, which will be starting up this summer. And in their inaugural season, it's going to be the Detroit Shock and the Cleveland Rockers. More detail and more information on their website. I have put them on here. The website is WBL2024.com, and you can follow the league at Instagram.com/women's BBL as well. And Ryan Reed is on Instagram if you'd like to follow them there as well. And before we wrap up this show, guys, one of the biggest impacts on women's basketball is Caitlin Clark. And I'm just going to play a little video of hers. This is courtesy of Haley Mark's YouTube channel, and it's called The Rise of Caitlin Clark and the impact she's had on women's basketball, college and professionally.
Take one.
My first year here was COVID, so I was playing in front of just my family and cardboard cutouts. Going into my sophomore year, just seeing the crowds grow as the year kind of went on. The last regular season game, you can't find a ticket anywhere.
Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City is sold out, 15,000 strong.
Last year was absolutely incredible. We had great crowds.
She fires and it goes! She hit it! Wow!
It's kind of hard for myself to wrap my head around just the way things have evolved over my 4 years. You know, when I'm out and about in the state of Iowa, everybody's like, we had so much fun watching you. We've never watched women's basketball before. You know, now we're the biggest fans. And I think, you know, the amount of attention and notoriety we brought to our game, not only Iowa women's basketball, but just the game as a whole is what I'm most proud of.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
Me and her have never had beef. We've always been super competitive every time we play against each other.
You and Angel have spoken about your mutual respect for one another. What are your thoughts on all the attention that got?
I think it was good for the game more than anything. I think people loved seeing the fiery competitive spirit of women's basketball players. We love playing with emotion. When people come into our stadium and they see us high-fiving our teammates, getting feisty over a call, you know, they want to support that. They want to get behind that. And I think that's what makes them come back for more.
Where does that fire and passion come from for you?
I was a very competitive kid growing up. I grew up playing sports with the boys, whether it was basketball, whether it was soccer, and I cried every single time I lost. My parents did not like that. It was not allowed. So I had to learn how to like kind of channel my fire. I think that's what's allowed me to be so great, is that emotion, that fire, but also being able to channel it and use it in the right way.
Are you able, though, to still balance being a college senior who likes to do, I imagine, college senior things, but at the same time having a lot more eyes on you and scrutiny on you?
My mom that's always something she said, is there's always people watching, whether you know it or not. The way you carry yourself is very important, whether a camera is on, whether a camera's off, whether it's a small interaction at the grocery store, or whether it's, you know, I'm out in public doing a speaking appearance. Like, I always try to be the same genuine person.
What would people be surprised to learn about you off the court?
I'm just like goofy and fun, and like basketball's not the end all be all for me. And I think that just speaks to the way I was raised. You know, I wasn't allowed to play sports if I didn't have good grades. I wasn't allowed to play sports if I didn't treat my brothers with kindness, if I wasn't, you know, doing whatever the right way. And I think my parents just raised me to understand like sport is a privilege. I think that's what's the coolest thing for me, is how many people's lives I've been able to affect, whether it's at the Stead Family Children's Hospital right next to our arena, or if it's, you know, a young girl I meet. Those are the people that at the end of the day, not only do I have an impact on them, but they have an impact on me. And that's a really cool thing that I get to enjoy too.
Congratulations, Caitlin, on a great year. Congratulations, Caitlin.
They just told me I won AP National Player of the Year.
When it comes to you and honing your game, what are some of the things this offseason you focused on and wanted to improve on?
I think the biggest thing for me this offseason that I really worked on was coming off of screens and not always having the ball in my hand. I think that's also something that will translate to the WNBA is, you know, I might not always play the point guard position, as I might be the 2, I might be the 3, and, you know, not have the ball in my hands.
Whenever you do go to the WNBA, you're going to be the #1 overall pick. Let's just get that out of the way right now.
When the time comes to make your decision about the WNBA, what factors will you consider?
I think the biggest thing that I'll consider is just my gut and kind of trust that. I think there's nothing like money-wise or NIL or this or that will really affect my decision to the WNBA, which has always been my dream since I was a young kid? Or is it going to be staying here at Iowa and continuing to build my legacy, continuing to play in front of 15,000 people every single night, and also just be a college kid and enjoy that and continue to be around my best friends every single day? So I think it's just at the end of the day, it's trusting my gut, and in my heart, I'll know when I need to know.
That clip was courtesy of Haley Marks' YouTube channel, and that was Caitlin Clark, who has had such an impact on women's college basketball and now with the WNBA as well. And speaking of the WBL, the Women's Basketball League, which will be starting up this summer with the first game in Detroit against Cleveland, the teams are going to be the Chicago Flames, the Indiana Thunder, the Toronto North Stars, who will play at a Humber College, the Grand Rapids Soul, the Cleveland Rockers, and the Detroit Shock. And they're going to have two cities host the bubble this summer. So you can check out their website again at WBL2024.com. And they are on Instagram. And you can follow Ryan Reed, the founder of the league, on Instagram as well. As we wrap up this show, guys, the next live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by BarryCollin.com, is going to be on Thursday, April 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern with my special guest, Addison Liberty. She is a stand-up comedian out of the Washington, D.C. area. So if you like comedians and humor, check out Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show this Thursday, April 10th at 7 p.m. Also, guys, if you'd like a personalized video message from yours truly, I am on Cameo. You can check me out on cameo.com/Chris Palme and book your Cameo today. You can also follow this content creator on Blue Sky Social at Live with CDP19 on Blue Sky Social. Also, guys, I am also looking for more sponsors to come aboard Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, the Argo Bounce Show, and the Small Talk Podcast. If you're a business out there and you would like to come aboard and advertise, you can please email me at cpalme19@gmail.com or send me a DM on my social media pages, as I have very good rates for advertising on my show that has listeners in 43 countries around the world, and I have 350,000 views on my YouTube channel. And I want to say thank you to everyone for subscribing to my YouTube channel, Chris Palme Live with CDP Talk Show, and for liking my show on YouTube as well. So if you already haven't done that, please hit the subscribe and like notification to my talk show on my YouTube channel, Chris Palme Live with CDP Talk Show. As we wrap up the show, guys, the Cambridge District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road, Cambridge, Ontario. Telephone number 519-623-7722, extension 0, or visit their website at cambridgehumanesociety.org. Right now, they are looking for pet food, cat treats, dog treats. They're looking for cat litter for cats. And also, they do a pet emergency fund every Wednesday at the Cambridge District Humane Society for people in the Cambridge area that are having trouble financially affording pet food. So if you have cat food, dog food, would like to donate to the Cambridge Humane Society Pet Food Drive, please pop by there again at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. And they're also looking for towels right now. There's a need for towels and paper towels down there as well. And if you don't have any food or towels to donate, a cash donation to the Cambridge District Humane Society would be greatly appreciated. They do great work down there for Forever Furry Friends, and all the pets that are up for adoption there, their profiles are on cambridgehumanesociety.org. And if you'd like to volunteer down there like I do twice a week as a dog walker, go to their website and then click on the volunteer application form and get the process starting as well. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, again, is live streamed on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. And please remember to subscribe. You can also check out my website at beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. As we wrap up the show, guys, again, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show is brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Right now at Barry Cullen Chevrolet, it is truck month at Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Check out a 2025 Silverado LD Custom Trail Boss finance for 0%. That's right, 0%, up to 72 months. More details at barrycullen.com or drop by the dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall, and make sure you tell them Chris Palme sent you. And as we wrap up this show, guys, as always, you can follow this content creator on TikTok. I am back on TikTok with a new page. You can follow me there at Chris Palme on TikTok. And let's get myself back to 1,000 followers so I can do some TikTok lives. Right now, I'm at 532 followers. So please consider following me on TikTok. I do post a lot of content there as well. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars or podcasting, live streaming like I do, check out StreamYard.com. They have basic free plans, paid professional plans like I have. And if you're a business that does a lot of webinars, a lot of live streaming for your business, StreamYard.com and contact their sales department for business pricing as well. And I've been with StreamYard for over 4 years, and I highly recommend them. Finally, guys, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. The audio version is on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, and Good Pods. And make sure you follow and subscribe to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show on these audio platforms as well. And finally, you guys can email Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to tip the host because you're a fan of my work as a talk show host, my media work, I am on PayPal, cpalme19@gmail.com if you ever wish to tip the host here of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show on PayPal. And again, I'm on all social media websites. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, X. I'm on Threads, Blue Sky, LinkedIn, you name it. I am there. And please make sure you hit follow or subscribe as well. And before we wrap it up, we got another question. To comment, Robbie, hope you have a good night. Thank you, Robbie, for watching. And Robbie's from Buffalo. And speaking of Buffalo, the National Lacrosse League's world champion Buffalo Bandits are back in action tonight. The Bandits take on the Colorado Mammoths at 9 o'clock. And you can watch that game on the CW23 network in Buffalo, or the 1520 bet with John Gerkler, the longtime voice of the Buffalo Bandits. And the Bandits are coming into this game on a 2-game losing streak, and they're 11-4. And if the Bandits can win tonight, they'll clinch a home playoff game in the first round, as well as securing their hopefully their chances for the number 1 seed as well. The Bandits regular season home final is next Saturday night back at the KeyBank Center. And if you've never been to a Bandits game, check them out. Check out the website at nol.com, or if you're a Buffalo Bandits fan and you want to get tickets or information about the team, bandits.com as well. And that's about it for tonight's show, guys. Hey, the Detroit Pistons are taking on Memphis tonight at 7 o'clock at Little Caesars Arena. Pistons coming off another win over the Raptors last night in Toronto. Pistons go 4-0 against the Toronto Raptors this year, and the Pistons are now 43-34 and have clinched at least the 6th spot in the Eastern Conference. They have a chance to move up to 5 or 4 possibly as well. What a job JB Bickerstaff and general manager Lang have done with this organization. And they beat the Raptors last night, who are not a very good team right now or this year, but they did it without Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, who broke his leg, Tobias Harris was out of this game, and Isaiah Stewart was out with a suspension. So hopefully the Pistons can get a win tonight. They got a tough opponent tonight at Little Caesars Arena against the Memphis Grizzlies as well. And the Detroit Tigers, red hot, are now 4-4 in the season. have won 4 out of their last 5 games after another win over the White Sox today at Comerica Park, 7-2 over the Chicago White Sox. So Tigers got off to a slow start, getting swept by the world champion Dodgers last weekend at Dodger Stadium. But since then, they've won 2 out of 3 against Seattle, and they've taken the first 2 against Chicago. And they're going to try for the sweep tomorrow at 1:05 at Comerica Park with the White Sox and Tigers as well. So it's going to be a busy sports weekend, guys, with the women's final championship game Sunday at 3:00. UConn versus South Carolina. I'm going with UConn. And then we've got the men's final 4 games tonight, Florida and Auburn at 6:49, and the other one is a late game, Houston at Duke at 8:49. I'm going to go with Florida to beat Auburn, and I'm going to go with Duke over Houston. So I see a Florida Duke championship game. I think that would be Monday night if I'm not mistaken. But again, hey, I want to say thank you to my guest tonight, Ryan Reed, the founder of the Women's Basketball League, which will be starting up this summer. Please check out their website, WBL2024.com, or on Instagram, WBL on Instagram. And you can follow Ryan Reed on Instagram as well. So again, they're going to have 6 franchises: the Chicago Flames, Indiana Thunder, Toronto North Stars, Grand Rapids Souls, Cleveland Rockers, and the Detroit Shock. And more details about their upcoming season will be on their website as well. And that is about it for this week. I've had 4 shows this week, and I want to say thank you to all my wonderful guests and to everyone watching this show live streamed and on my audio platforms. And of course, a big thank you to my main sponsor, Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here in Guelph. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you back here on Thursday, April 10th at 7 p.m. with my special guest, her first appearance on this show, Addison Liberty, a stand-up comedian out of the Washington, D.C. area. And as we wrap this show up, congratulations to Alex Ovechkin for tying Wayne Gretzky, the great one, with 894 goals. And he's going to probably surpass Wayne probably the next game. Ovechkin is just a special player, and I never really thought anybody would ever break Wayne Gretzky's record of 894 regular season goals, and Ovechkin has tied it up. So congratulations to Alex Ovechkin and Wayne Gretzky, 2 of the greatest of all time. So that's about it, everybody. Enjoy your Saturday night. Enjoy your sports, and we'll see you back here next week for another edition of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show with your host, Chris Palme, sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet here in Guelph. Good night, everybody.